This is Coop from Gamervision.com doing another frame-by-frame analysis from the newest trailer for Dante's Inferno, which shows off a good bit of gameplay. If you actually freeze it right here in the beginning, it looks actually like a map of Dante's Hell, which has been made into the EA logo. The opening of the trailer shows off some locations seen in the early concept art. This is actually the bridge to Hell, which is Limbo. And most of this trailer actually takes place in Limbo and in the 7th layer of Hell, which is Anger, and it's filled with mostly fire. There's actually giant bodies in the water if you look right here.
And cruel torment. Bitter tombs were scattered with flame, made to glow all over, hotter than iron need be for any craft.
Either from the 6th or 7th layer of Hell. Not exactly sure, they don't show that much. Alright, here's Dante. On his back is his scythe, which is his main weapon in the game. It actually looks like it's a spine. And the scythe is actually Death's scythe. Not exactly sure how he gets it, but it is said to be the one that Death carries. And if you look, there's something actually flashing right above Dante, which we then zoom in on, which is probably Beatrice, who in the Divine Comedy is his guide through heaven, but in the game is likely a love interest of some kind. There's a fixed camera here in the shadow of something very large above Dante, and when it moves it makes a crackling noise. Not exactly sure what the noise is. Here Dante's using his weapon like a whip to swing around the level. Dante stabs his cross into what looks like a green water fountain, and it surges with power. This could either be a save point or a healing spot of some kind. Right here, he is spiking a baby. It's actually an unbaptized baby, which, as we all know from Dante's Inferno, go to hell. Here's Dante fighting a satyr. He fights them throughout the level. If you go slow here, you can actually see the fire alongside the wall is probably a barrier stopping him from going out of this little battle arena, but it actually has figures of people in it. It might just be a little cosmetic thing, but it's nice looking nevertheless. Right here, if you actually go frame by frame, he's attacking with his cross, but it looks like it's a sword. Maybe his cross can actually become different weapons when it's used for spells, which it's used for throughout the game. Again, here he is fighting the satyr, and behind him there's something weird. It returns in the next scene a few times throughout. If you freeze here, his scythe's blade is actually straightened out for this attack, showing that it can change to be a multi-purpose weapon. Dante again uses his cross to cast a spell. A giant enemy roars at Dante, and if you zoom in above his head, there's actually someone sitting on there. There's another spell. Alright, here's Dante in a boss encounter. The enemy is even bigger than his last one. He attacks him a few other times before the end of the trailer. Here's another creature, and it jumps onto the wall to start climbing it. It looks like there's something on his back, and it could be Dante. He's a fiery boss of some kind. Alright, stop it here. This is the same enemy from earlier, but a better look. It actually has bodies strapped on its chest and arm. If you look in the background, there's that strange moving object again. This is a strange scene. Dante and that big enemy from before are fighting on what looks like the exposed back of something flying through the air. You can see its spine. It almost looks like an airship. Even if that doesn't actually play into it other than in this battle, it's still a good example of the style of the game. Alright, here Dante slashes up into a door which has a demon in it, and that opens the door. Alright, there's a bunch of scenes showing regular combat. Freeze it here, and we have an answer to the question from earlier with that strange moving wall. It's this guy. We don't know anything about this guy other than the fact that he's huge and apparently in the other levels because you can see his back, or what looks like his back throughout them. And that's pretty much it. From here on, there's some plot dialogue. The dialogue actually isn't from Dante's Inferno. It's original from the game. They're not just reciting some text.
Man, and yours, Dante, shall be the bedrock of my return. And all that is good shall be gone.
And this huge Colosseum-looking area actually is Hell, and Dante is going towards it. And that's about it. Thanks for watching it, and be sure to check back for more frame-by-frame analysis.